So did you know Danielle Smith is talking about creating the same kind of chaos in our court system that she has in healthcare and education? Let me explain. You see, lately Danielle Smith's been on a bit of a tear about judges in Alberta, criticizing their rulings, passing laws to undermine them, and saying things like,
I wish I could direct the judges.
in fact, it's gotten so bad that the chief justices from all three levels of our court system posted a letter to the front page of the Alberta Courts website defending their independence as one of the three branches of government that help keep democracy alive: the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. And while Danielle Smith likes to criticize judges and wishes she could give them direction, she sure doesn't like it much when they criticize her or get in her way. Like when she tried to interfere in a criminal court case at the request of a friend, Dr. Dennis Modry, who at that time was the CEO of Alberta Prosperity Project, the organization that's been the chief proponent for Alberta separation. Or when she changed election laws last fall for the second time to do an end run around the courts after a judge ruled a referendum question on Alberta separation was unconstitutional. Seems to be a bit of a pattern there. Well, now Danielle Smith says she wants a say on the judges that get appointed to the Court of King's Bench, the Alberta Court of Appeal, and the Supreme Court of Canada. In fact, she says it's essential in order to ensure that their decisions, quote, reflect the values and expectations of Albertans. And if she doesn't get her way, she says she'll refuse to pay them. Now, setting aside that a premier and government that keep pushing for things Albertans say they don't want, like an Alberta Provincial Police Force and an Alberta pension plan, probably aren't the ones that claim that they represent the, quote, values and expectations of Albertans, having the UCP refuse to pay for new judges would be catastrophic for our justice system and for safety in your neighborhood. And that's not just me talking. That's the folks that are working on the front lines in our courts. Like the president of the Criminal Trial Lawyers Association, who says the courts are already under so much pressure that refusing to pay new judges could cause it to, quote, implode. And then there would potentially be an increase in Jordan applications, legal motions to dismiss criminal charges because they've taken too long to get to trial. And that would mean setting people accused of some serious crimes free without any trial or scrutiny. But why are the courts so backed up? Well, good question. In good part, it's due to a lack of funding, provincial funding from Danielle Smith and the UCP. You know, back in 2024, Judge Mark Tyndale down in Calgary, he raised the alarm after two of their courts had to be merged due to a lack of judges and other court staff to cover the trials. He said, quote, this government has constantly refused to live up to their legal obligation, end quote. And he warned that if the UCP didn't step up to fund more judges and court staff, we'd see trials having to be adjourned and people accused of serious crimes allowed to walk free. And now Danielle Smith says if she doesn't get more power over appointing judges, she's going to withhold even more dollars from the court system until she gets her way. That's right. She's willing to create even more pressure in our court system to potentially see serious cases dropped, to gamble with your safety, to let things get worse for you if it means she and the UCP might get more control. Kind of like she's done with healthcare and education. But you know what? There's hope. You don't have to settle for a government that plays games with the things that are most important for you. On public safety, we, Alberta's New Democrats, we understand that creating safer communities means investing in all of the things that help keep us safe. The things that tackle crime head on, like police, courts, good laws, and an effective bail system. And the things that tackle the roots of crime, services that address mental health and addiction, investments to get people housed, and programs that reduce crime in our communities. It's all in our public safety blueprint that's available at albertanDPcaucus.ca, where we lay out that real plan to build safety in our communities by working together. Collaboration, not picking fights and posturing. Because that's what Albertans expect their governments to do. Better is possible. And we, Alberta's New Democrats, we're ready.